Welcome to Unlock Your Retirement, powered by the Wealthcare Investment Center. We believe that investing in knowledge pays the best interest, especially when it comes to your retirement. On this program, our team of elite advisors will share a wide range of unique and powerful strategies designed to maximize your retirement finances and help you create a life of purpose and fulfillment. The time to unlock your ideal retirement is now. Let's get started.
Welcome back to Unlock Your Retirement. Again, I'm your host, Bruce Smith, and also with me are Bruce Smith and Chris Heister. So we can confuse everyone a little bit. Next, we're going to talk about 4 ideas, also mistakes that could possibly derail a retirement. But these 4 tie together very closely whenever you look into the grand scheme of things. So first, we're going to talk about Social Security, and which one of you guys wants this one?
I can field this one. And welcome back. If you just started listening, remember you can go to unlockretirees.com to get a copy of the eGuide that we are going over today. These are new revamped websites, so if you've been there before, make sure you check it back. There's a lot of additional resources that we've added to these websites here over the last couple months. Bruce has been working really hard there, getting all that stuff done with our team. So Social Security, man, we get this question all the time. You know, should I wait to file my Social Security? Should I file it at 62? What about full retirement age? And for years there was people that were running around, and there still are, about coming in, get your free Social Security report, and we'll show you the way to maximize your retirement. Bruce is always fond to say, and I think we've all kind of picked it up now, is we can tell you the day or exactly how to maximize your Social Security. We just need one piece of information from you, and that is tell us the day you're going to die. Because, all these Social Security maximization reports are all based on how long are you going to live to get the most bang out of the buck from the government. So those reports are kind of an educated guess at best. We always look at Social Security as part of your overall retirement plan. It shouldn't just be a standalone item. It doesn't make sense to start it at 62, and so you're not draining as much from your pile of cash. It doesn't make sense to push it out. Or maybe, one spouse was a higher earner than the other spouse, so we got to worry about some, beneficiary type issues of when one spouse passes away, because if a spouse passes away, one of those Social Securities goes away, so it all comes into play when you're looking at Social Security, and should never just be a standalone decision. That being said, if you started at 62, you are going to get a lower amount than if you'd wait till full retirement age or age 70. The guide kind of says, hey, if you start early, you're going to reduce your benefits and limit your income. But again, you really need to look at, maybe that makes sense for your particular situation, or maybe it doesn't. But again, putting together a full plan and knowing how that works with the money that you've saved, can help you. Making a educated decision on Social Security can help you not outlive your savings.
And one thing that we've seen quite a few times over the last few years, especially, there have been a lot of changes within Social Security claiming strategies. They've eliminated a few of the quote loopholes that were there at one point or another that people were able to take advantage of. But one of the primary drivers in retirement is a budget. I mean, basically being able to adhere yourself to an idea of an amount of money that you need throughout a year. And Social Security is usually a large part of that, just making sure that you have enough income as the year goes on to facilitate whatever lifestyle you have. But one other thing is, the remainder of that money, you have to have it working for you. I want to pass this one over to Dad, but basically, we've seen some retirement plans where people just want to be overly conservative. What do you think about with that idea?
I think the big thing is that there's been a huge evolution in the investment world that a lot of people are not aware of. It's one thing, and everybody at this table knows it. But if you ever sat down with me, I hate thumb rules. I despise thumb rules. I despise anything that says this one plan fits everybody or this one idea suits everybody. The fact of the matter is that markets are volatile. They're going to go up. They're going to go down. But the way your investment portfolio performed during your working years, it will not perform that way during your income years, your retirement years, because you're dragging money out of that account that's not going to be there to regrow after a market loss. So the idea of being conservative, I think, is well-founded. But the methodology of it, Wall Street, the banks, the insurance companies, even some of the governmental programs, all that they have ever offered to you is a great unknown of, okay, what percent do you want in the stock market? What percent do you want in the bond market? And the theory is that, I will have a less volatile portfolio. It will not swing as hard up or down if I put more money into the bond market as opposed to the stock market. But, the strategy that we utilize is founded by, or really rooted in wisdom of somebody I think we should listen to, and that's Warren Buffett. And Warren Buffett says, first rule of money is don't lose money. Second rule of money is see rule number one. So there's a great thing where people say, I need to be conservative. Conservative in that you want to have more upside potential than downside potential in your portfolio. And if that potential is totally unknown, well, that's not a good factor. That's where a lot of portfolios fall short. So, what we look at is three things. One is wealth protection. We want to have a portion of the portfolio allocated in such a way that we know in advance that those assets will not drop in value in the event of a market downturn in the future, especially during retirement. We have wealth preservation strategies, institutional grade wealth preservation strategies that will allow you to invest money, have strong upside potential based on how the markets perform on the upside, but either mitigate or significantly reduce the downside exposure for losses during market downturns. And if we take over 50% of the portfolio and allocate it using wealth preservation and wealth protection strategies, then we have been conservative. We now know that we have more upside potential than downside potential. But, we're not using the total unknown of two markets, the stock and bond market, and saying, here's kind of how we're going to avoid volatility. Let's be conservative, but let's be smart by making sure we maximize our opportunity for growth of the portfolio.
Okay. All right. And then the next step, I'm going to go back to Chris on this one, but a lot of people, a lot of the plans until the last few years have always come with that caveat, please seek a tax professional for retirement tax advice. What is happening with a lot of these plans where people are potentially overlooking their taxes?
Everyone has always been told that for as long as I've been in the business, and obviously before that as well, is pay your taxes later. You'll be in a lower tax bracket when you retire. You won't need as much income when you retire, things like that. And what we've found to see in many retirees is, especially in those early years of retirement, they're not cutting back their lifestyle because, hey, I've worked hard for all these years and now I want to take some time and spend what I've saved and enjoy it. And they don't take into consideration the fact that they've basically made a partner with Uncle Sam in that retirement account. So every dollar they take out is going to be, money that they're going to have to pay tax on. It's money that's going to make their Social Security taxable. It's money that could force them into another tax bracket depending on their lifestyle and items that they want to do. And we've had clients before reach out multiple times of, hey, I need X amount for a new car or a vacation or as Bruce kind of touched on the last subject, to help my kids. So every decision that you have made from starting saving for retirement all the way until the last dollar spent in that retirement account, taxes are interwoven in through all of that. And, so failing to, account for them when you're in your planning is going to make a change. If you think you need, say $75,000 a year from your retirement accounts, and then you got to throw taxes on the top of that, that's going to help accelerate your drawdown on your savings that much quicker. And also we're being held by Washington as to far as how much taxes are we going to pay, and depending on what state you're in, and those rules and laws could change every 4 years depending on what's going on. So, it makes sense to say, hey, over my lifetime on this retirement account, how much am I going to pay in taxes? And just like a traditional mortgage, if I want to come up with a strategy to pay that off faster, A, can I save money? B, how much more can my savings grow to help fund additional later lifestyle events, like Bruce mentioned, long-term care, or as a further benefit, for my heirs, how does that work out? So if we could come up with a plan to help you pay less in taxes over your lifetime, that means more money for you, your spouse, and your family, or different charities that you have in mind. Speaking of that, Bruce, the final subject here in this eGuide is estate planning. So if you want to talk about failing to plan for your estate.
Thank you for throwing that to him, so I didn't throw him supporting children and estate planning. So,
well, and the thing is, this is your legacy planning. This is, how much money's left over whenever I'm gone from my retirement accounts, and how much is going to my family. And we sit down and we show the numbers to people. Most people start with the idea of, hey, they're getting the money, let them pay the taxes. And then you show them how significant the taxes are. Like in a lot of cases, if people have more than 3 children, we find that Uncle Sam gets more money than any of their 3 children would get in many cases. So, it's important to know that number. And if you want to maximize the value to your children, the tax planning you do to help you during your retirement while you're alive is also a byproduct that will help and maximize the amount of your residual retirement that goes to your kids. And that's all we have today, believe it or not, for Get More Retirement on this show, on this half of the show. But unlockretirees.com to get today's eGuide, or give us a call at 888-888-5601. And we'd love to talk to you about your retirement and how you can maximize the value for you and your family.
And also, if you'd like to watch any of our shows or listen to our podcast, Unlock Your Retirement, you can search for that on YouTube or whatever you're using to get your podcasts. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you for joining us on Unlock Your Retirement, powered by the Wealthcare Investment Center. Ready to take the next step? Download your free ebook at unlockfreebook.com and learn how to reduce market risk, lower your retirement taxes, and maximize your lifetime retirement benefits. For expert guidance, connect with one of Wealthcare's elite advisors by calling 888-888-5601 or visit unlockyourretirement.com. Don't miss our next episode of Unlock Your Retirement, where your financial future takes center stage.
And now the part that the attorneys love.
Fee-based financial planning and fiduciary services are offered by Wealthcare.com Inc., a Pennsylvania-based investment advisor. Tax-free refers to federal income tax treatment only and may not apply to state, local, or specialized taxes. Tax impact varies by individual and should be considered before transactions. Case studies are hypothetical and do not guarantee results. Recommendations are based on each client's unique data. Wealthcare and Bruce Smith are not affiliated with the Social Security Administration or any government agency. All content is informational and should not be used for financial decisions. Unauthorized use is prohibited.